Number 10. Hiding a warehouse in the apocalypse. Our protagonist was locked inside the warehouse where he worked, unaware that outside, a catastrophe was unfolding, a disaster that would change the world forever. As time passed, he began to notice strange phenomena, culminating in a system message appearing before his eyes. At first, he thought he had lost his mind. The message informed him that he had awakened a unique skill called subspace. Curious and desperate, he activated the skill, only to discover its incredible potential. He could store the entire warehouse within his subspace. Armed with supplies, tools, and everything the warehouse contained, he now faces a world overrun by monsters. Will his unusual ability give him the edge to survive in this brutal new reality? Or will the dangers lurking outside prove too overwhelming, even with his newfound power? Number 9. About how I, with only magical power of 0.06, became the strongest hunter with just my skill level and proved the greatness of the slingshot. Our protagonist, still unawakened, once encountered an orc in his youth. With nothing but a slingshot gifted by his father and sheer instinct, he managed to defeat a defeat no one expected. Years later, he became a hunter, but his journey was far from extraordinary. Ranked as an F-class hunter, and even deemed the weakest among them, he was mocked for being able to kill only orcs. Despite his efforts, his stats refused to improve, leaving him trapped in mediocrity. Everything changed, however, when he achieved a certain milestone that triggered a second awakening. Now capable of upgrading his skills, a new world of potential opened before him. Will this newfound power help him grow stronger and break past his limits, or is his destiny forever tied to the orcs he has hunted for so long? Number 8. The return of the mythical Archmage. Our protagonist was once hailed as an exceptional genius destined for greatness. But everything changed when he failed to use our magic, the pinnacle of modern sorcery. Stripped of his family's support and disowned, he was even given a medicine meant to destroy his monocircle. Instead of taking it, he secretly hid the medicine, determined to find another way. Refusing to give in to despair, he continued to search for answers. One day, he discovered an ancient book hidden in his room, a relic authored by the very creator of magic. To his astonishment, he was the only one capable of unlocking its secrets. The book's first instruction was shocking: destroy the monocircle in his heart and forge a new one in his brain. Number 7. Ultimate Tutorial Warrior. Our protagonist finds himself reincarnated into the body of a tutorial character from a game he once played, a character designed to acquire traits, but not meant to survive long. Now thrust into a world built around extreme survival, he must rely on his extensive knowledge of the game's mechanics and his experience as a player to navigate its dangers. Will his familiarity with the game's systems give him the edge needed to thrive in this unforgiving reality? Or will the harsh world prove far more challenging now that it has become his new life? Number 6. How to raise your skeletons. Our protagonist was granted a rare profession, Necromancer, a title bestowed upon only 1,000 individuals, each destined for greatness. Yet he was the sole exception. While others could summon powerful creatures like Dullahans or likes, he was cursed to summon only skeletons, earning him the ridicule of his peers. Determined to overcome his limitations, he spent years training his skeletons tirelessly. One day, during a routine training session, a monster broke free from its gate and attacked him. In the heat of battle, something extraordinary happened. Upon reaching the milestone of 10,000 summons, the hidden potential of his profession was unlocked. His rank rose from E to D, and for the first time, a spark of hope ignited within him. Has he finally uncovered the path to greatness he longed for? Or is this just the beginning of an even greater challenge? Number 5. The world's greatest martial arts instructor. Our protagonist, celebrated as the hero who single-handedly defeated the strongest warrior responsible for starting the war, is now assigned to the elite dragon unit as an instructor. Tasked with training the next generation of fighters, he faces a daunting question. Will he succeed in shaping disciplined warriors who uphold peace, or will his unorthodox methods and turbulent past give rise to another monster like himself? Number 4. A Dragonslayer's Peerless Regression. Our protagonist was cast out of his family, a lineage of renowned Dragonslayers, for his inability to manifest an aura worthy of their legacy. Branded as a failure, he was abandoned to fend for himself. Years later, after painstakingly honing his skills, he decided to defy his fate. In a desperate act, he stole an ancient dragon relic from his family. Despite lacking the aura of a Dragonslayer, his resolve allowed him to fight back against the pursuers sent after him. Though he managed to slay some of them, he ultimately fell in battle. But as his life slipped away, the relic reacted to his unyielding will, rewinding time and regressing him 20 years into the past back to when he was still in his household, just before the test for aura manifestation. Armed with his knowledge of the future and a thirst for vengeance, will he choose to take revenge on the family that cast him aside, or will he carve a new path and forge a destiny far greater than anyone could have imagined? Number 3. My Avatar's Path to Greatness. One day humanity suddenly awakened mysterious powers known as abilities. Those who received these powers were teleported to another world within 24 hours of awakening. Our protagonist, however, lived a life of despair. A victim of a crime committed by an awakener, he lost both his leg and his family, retreating into isolation and struggling to find purpose. Years later, he unexpectedly awakened an ability called Avatar. Terrified of facing the dangers of another world in his condition, he discovered a loophole. Using his skill, he sent his avatar through the portal while remaining safely at home. Now with his unique power, he can explore a world full of challenges, opportunities, and untold dangers, all without leaving his room. Will he rise to greatness and achieve feats no one thought possible? Or will the limits of his ability hold him back? Number 2. Legendary hero is an Academy Honours student. Our protagonist was one of the 5 legendary heroes who saved the world 5,000 years ago. However, upon his reincarnation, he discovered a shocking truth. His name and deeds had been completely erased from the hero's records. Not a single mention of him or his achievements remained. He had been utterly forgotten by history. Fueled by a burning desire to uncover the truth, he resolved to grow stronger, training tirelessly to gain admission to Lumine, the prestigious academy at the heart of the modern era's mysteries. Will he uncover the secrets behind his erasure and reclaim his rightful place in history? Or will the forces that silenced him so long ago remain beyond his reach? Number 1. The Regressed Mercenary has a plan. Our protagonist was born into a noble house, but grew to resent his family due to his immaturity and inability to meet their expectations. His rebellious nature caused him to be alienated, and eventually, he chose to abandon his home. Years passed and he forged a new path as a mercenary. Through countless battles and hardships, he sharpened his skills and built a fearsome reputation as one of the best. When he finally decided to return to his homeland, he was met with devastation. The county he once called home was no more than a wasteland, and his family's legacy had been obliterated. During a climactic battle against one of the continent's legendary 7 warriors, he uncovered the chilling truth behind the downfall of his household, a conspiracy larger than he had ever imagined. Now thrust back into a regressed life, armed with his hard-earned experience and the title of Mercenary King, he faces a pivotal question. Can he rewrite his family's tragic fate and restore their honor, or is history doomed to repeat itself?